guys, it's Tired Andy on the screen again. It's been a hot second, hasn't it? If you understand the title of this video, you know what I'm about to talk about. But if you don't, and you decide to watch this for whatever reason, there is this manga called Haikyuu about volleyball and characters playing volleyball. That was something going on. And it, this is gonna pain me to say, it ended last Sunday, July 19th, if I'm not wrong. It ended. I don't even know where to begin. Like, I've been all day trying to come up with what to say in a video like this, and I thought about a lot, but I now that I'm actually here trying to do it, I went a little bit speechless. Let's start with the fact that I am in Nekoma colors, black and red, because they are my favorite team. I'm not even someone who was following the manga all that closely, but I read the last chapter and I cried for about half an hour, and that is not an exaggeration. I literally cried for half an hour. And I have a feeling that if I keep talking with this video, I am going to end up crying again. See, I have this comfort thought that these characters are existing in their own world. Like, they're still, even if the story that we see is over, they still have their own lives to live. They still have their own lives to live, and it's a comfort thought. It's just for me to not feel so bad now that the thing that I love so much is technically over. There's more content to come, but the manga, the main story, is over. just saying that gets me a little bit. Like I said, it's a comfort thought, and I don't like, these characters still exist. They didn't cease to exist. They are there. I can still see them whenever I want. But it's just... I have so many memories with the series. I started watching the anime around 2007, 17, not 7, Jesus Christ. 2007, the manga wasn't even existing yet. Around 2007 and 17! Oh my god. I'm nervous. Sorry, I'm nervous. And I had just like started getting into anime then. And sports anime was something that I never thought I would get into, but here I am, emotional because one of them just ended. Sports manga. I have so many memories. There's like the memory of me first seeing the anime, the memory of... I remember specifically how I felt with Nishinoya's intro, one of my favorite characters ever since his introduction. And that hasn't, like, stopped. I love him so much. I love all these characters. Listen, this is a series where it's like impossible to not like every single freaking character. It's impossible, I swear to God. You have so many teams and they play against each other. And you feel like you might die every time they have a match because you don't know who to root for, and whoever comes out as the loser you will feel pain. You will feel pain. I remember getting into spoilers for people who haven't watched this and want to. I remember the second time that Karasuno, the main team, and Aoba Josai, another team, played against each other, and it was at an actual competition and a match to get to, I think, regionals or something like that, and Karasuno loses. And there is a scene of the characters eating afterwards, and they're crying, and I for one have never cried so much just watching characters eat. I was in pain. I was in pain. Like, when I got into it, there were only 2 seasons, and then the 3rd season came out, and it was just like 10 episodes, but I watched it. I binged it at like 3 in the morning, and it got me so hyped. After I finished it, I had all this energy, like a bundle of energy trying to burst out of me, and it was 3 in the frigging morning, and I just wanted to jump and play volleyball, and I don't even play volleyball, but I wanted to right then. I just felt like playing, and I wanted to jump around and be productive and do things. Like, that is a phenomenon with Haikyuu. I feel like I'm a person who lacks so much drive and ambition to do things, but when I watch Haikyuu, I just have a feeling of like, I need to do things, I need to do this, I need to do something. It's insane. It's a little bit insane to me. I remember times when I was talking to my cousin because I got her into Haikyuu, and she loved it. Not as much as me, but she still loved it. And we had arguments over who would win between Nekoma and Furudate. I obviously was saying that Nekoma would win and at nationals, and she was saying Furudate. And then I found out that Nekoma actually wins, and I was just like, in your face! I have so many memories with this show. It's become like, it's a part of me. I talk about Haikyuu to whoever lets me. If you give me the slightest opening to talk about anime, I will go into Haikyuu. It's literally my favorite one. Out of every single one I've watched, which at this point in time is like quite a lot, Haikyuu has always been my favorite one. Always. It's my comfort anime, basically. I can feel like the crappiest I've ever been, and if I just watch Haikyuu, it will make my day better. I feel like I literally cannot put into words how much this series means to me. Like I said, it became part of me. It's part of my personality at this point, and it's Hinata specifically, who's the main character. He became such a source of inspiration for me. Like, yes, he's a fictional character, he doesn't exist, but his mentality of like striving to do better and to be better for himself, by himself, there's even a manga panel where it's like they say this, but he goes into everything thinking like, why not give it a try, why not just go ahead and do it, there are no reasons. And so like, it's such a simple, straightforward way of thinking, but it works, and it's so inspirational and motivational, and something that's been ingrained with me. Like, obviously I still have trouble doing a lot of things because anxiety and low self-esteem, but I used to be a lot worse, and that part of Haikyuu is a reason why I got a lot better. And obviously the reason why I love this series so much, it boils down to the writing. Furudate, the person, they just write so well. The series that has been serialized for 8 years, and the ending, oh my god, the ending wraps up everything so perfectly. I could not have come up with a better way to end the series if I tried, because it was just like the perfect ending, like the most satisfying, the most perfect conclusion to this part of the story. It's just, then I read it and I cried for half an hour. I'm so proud of these characters. I'm so proud of the development they've all gone through. And I could talk about this writing for hours. I could legitimately plan out a video where I could just talk about why I love this writing so much, and it would be like at least half an hour, because it's just insane. I could talk about so many different characters. There are like 300 maybe, and all of them feel completely like their own, and like they have real personalities and real issues, and like they could be a real person. A problem that I have with anime is that a lot of the characters, not just with anime, but like any sort of piece of media, but it's just like especially prevalent in a lot of anime, that the characters don't feel real. They feel like archetypes. They are archetypes, and they don't have depth to their personalities. And I never once felt that with Haikyuu. Not once. Because even the side characters that are supposed to be more comic relief, they have their own mentalities and their own ideals and their own virtues and qualities, and it's just the fact that there are so many characters, and for that to put care into writing each and every single one of them. And I'm especially in awe of how, because I read somewhere that they started Haikyuu because they wanted to inspire the love of the sport in other people, because it's something that they love. And it comes through so easily in their writing, in like the panels of the characters playing, and how much those characters love the game, and how Furudate just planned styles for each character and then each team, and they all feel distinct. Even if they are similar, it's still somehow different, and it's just so much attention to details and so much care into writing the stories and the characters and the motivations, the matches, and their trajectories. And I cannot make this video without mentioning this. Again, spoilers. Hinata, like, they don't, his team doesn't win nationals, and he leaves Japan afterwards, after high school, to go to Brazil. He spends, I think, 2 years in Brazil, and it's just I can tell you that I'm not, like, I'm Brazilian. Just to throw it out there, I'm Brazilian, and I am not a very patriotic person. But the fact that he goes there, and he goes to my hometown, it just makes me so happy. it makes me really, really happy, and it's just how important it becomes to his journey as a player later on when he's in an actual professional team, because like he goes to Brazil to play beach volleyball, which is different from normal volleyball. Like it's the same sport, but at the same time it's kind of not, and especially because if you play on the sand, and it is just like it's not as sturdy as a damn floor. So it's just, he uses that experience to overcome one of his greatest obstacles, like in another game later on, and it's just brilliant. That there's a panel, there's like him imagining himself back at the beach, and it's just really so important to me, and to his character, and to the story. I feel like I'm gonna cry. It's just that the fact that a thing that became so important to me, so personal to me, is just, it ended. And I'm so proud of not just the characters, but of the writer of Furudate, because they've been writing this for 8 years. And as someone who wants to become a writer myself, I want to be able to write something that resonates with me as much as Haikyuu resonates with other people as much as Haikyuu did with me and so many other people in this fandom. It's just, I've been rambling for 20 minutes, but I feel like I have no words to like properly express how much I've loved this series for the last 3 years. It's like one of the first fandoms that I've really interacted in. I've made so many friends in this fandom. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it's just that this series has impacted me in a number of ways, and I feel like I'm never going to forget it. I'm never going to stop loving it, even if it, like, in a few years the hype calms down and I don't love it quite as much. I just know that I'm never going to stop having it in my heart. Like, it's always going to have a place in my heart. And now that the main story is over, I'm just so happy that I got to experience it. I am so happy that I got to be in a fandom where I found so many friends. I just really don't know how to properly express myself. There are so many things that this series about volleyball has taught me. Just about life, not really about just sport, which, by the way, I knew very little about the sport before I started watching this, and now I know quite a lot more, which is also a bonus. Like, if you're looking to learn about the sport, Haikyuu does a very good job of explaining things, the rules and the positions and everything, the plays. Like, it's great. Chef kisses. I'm overcome with emotions because it's just it's a thing that hugely impacted my view, like my worldview, and how I view myself, and how I view writing. Like I said, as someone who wants to become a writer, I want to get on that level and write things that have messages that become important to people. And haiku is like one of my main inspirations, along with Hamilton and Alice Oseman, who writes a lot of books, YA books, but it's just it's not a long list, but the things that go in it, like haiku, are things that have just resonated with me deeply and that mattered to me in an absurd level. I feel like I have so much more to say, and at the same time I don't quite know how to put everything into words. I feel like I should stop, because otherwise it's just going to go on for way too long, and we don't want that. Nobody wants that. So in short, I don't speak Japanese, obviously, but I really wish that I could tell Furudate just everything that I've said in this video and thank them for putting so much care and love into writing such a fantastic series that it's going to forever remain in my heart. I'm gonna cry again. I'm not sad that it's over. It's better to have the series end in such an impactful way than to have it dragged out for years and have the story go in aimless places and lose all its special features. I'm just emotional. I'm just so emotional. So I really wish I could thank this person who decided to share their love for the sport in a comic form that became so important to me and so many other people I know, that allowed me to connect with these people. Yeah, I feel like that's I'm gonna stop. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to spread love, and I'll see you in the next video.